Wanda.
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 I'm watching you, Wanda.
You can't see me, Wanda,
Please,
but
Wanda.
I watch from the shadows.
Please turn up your radio. I want to hear Toon Jam. Wanda.
Wanda.
I'm
Listen to
just outside.
Wanda.
Too shy
Think of the gargoyles,
of
Wanda.
the audio. Wanda. Brooklyn, turn up your radio.
Toon Jam. Toon Jam. Hello, welcome once more to Toon Jam.
Toon Jam.
I'm Matt,
And I'm J-Man.
and today we are talking about Spawn,
Ooh.
the animated series that aired on HBO from 1997, not 1997.
1997.
It's not. Well, it might be on then, but I can't imagine.
We can only hope.
Through to 1999. It's based on the character Spawn from Image Comics, which still runs today, unlike this series. And it actually won an Emmy in 1999 for Outstanding Animation Program, longer than 1 hour. Each episode runs at about 30 minutes or 20 or something like that.
Yeah,
So I don't really know what that means.
That's very weird.
Yeah, but that's what it won, apparently.
It won illegally at the Emmys.
Yes. Also, a sequel series titled Spawn the Animation has been in production since 2009, with Keith David reprising his role
Really?
as Spawn. However, the fact that it's still not come to light, seeing as that was quite a while ago now.
Nearly a decade.
Yeah, and there's work on a film, I imagine that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's a little bit of background. So let's jump straight into memories. So, memories.
Did you have memories?
Yes.
Were they of Spawn?
Yes.
Ah.
I probably when I was about 14, maybe 13, was when I proper got into Spawn.
Yeah.
Sort of after a lot of the movie hype from Spider-Man and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know when I first saw it. I think I just started looking stuff up, and then it was like, this guy looks well cool.
Yeah, he
'Cause
does
look
cool.
really cool,
Yeah.
doesn't he? And then I was seeing I watched the film, which at the time I loved.
Yeah, I think we all,
Yeah.
that you all did.
Perfect for 13-year-old me. And I was like, oh, I need more. And I saw that there was an animated series of it, and naturally, dead hyped. It was they were showing it on some obscure channel at an obscure time. So I recorded it and watched it, and it absolutely was not what I thought it would be.
No.
I don't know what I thought it would be, but it was very very dark.
Yeah.
Very boring, as I remember. It was just not the. Basically, I had a game of Spawn,
Yeah.
and I think I probably had the game. Maybe this is what got me into it. I had this, and it was Spawn. It was like Arena or something, and it was a bit like it was like a predecessor to Overwatch or something,
Right.
where you could choose from all the Spawn characters, and they all had different powers, and then you went in. It's a bit like Quake or something, wasn't
Right.
it? I think but it was like third person, and it had all the Spawn characters, and and I was like, oh, this is well good.
Yeah.
And I had one character that I really thought was amazing and kept playing, and then I sort of started reading the comic books, and I wanted to read the one with this character that I was loving, and it was something of a rude awakening when he turned out to be a paedophile.
Your favourite character.
And it really
fall from
really
grace.
ruined. It just felt dirty, horrible.
like,
Oh my life.
I mean,
little 13-year-old me.
Wow, trauma.
Yeah, so
Spawn trauma.
it ruined my innocence essentially. Spawn, and the cartoon was very similar because it had a lot of swearing and sex scenes in and stuff that you just were like, what's going on here?
Very HBO.
This doesn't happen in Batman.
Yeah.
So that's my memories of it. Do you have memories?
I think again, like I always sort of like, as soon as I'd seen the character, I was always like, this guy is crazy, like just how it's got that McFarlane intense 90s look about him, and he's just very like those green glaring eyes, and the cape. I love the cape, just moving about.
It was just ridiculous, wasn't it? That cape, just.
I remember like really. I'm pretty sure I got one of like the McFarlane Toys figures of it, like because I love the cape so much.
I mean, they were cool. I had a few of them.
Yeah, they're so good.
They were really hard to find just normal Spawn though, weren't they?
Yeah,
you could find like pirate Spawn, medieval Spawn, and samurai Spawn,
Santa Spawn,
every other Spawn, but it was dead hard to find. Spawn.
Yeah, I finally did get like a good Spawn. And
see, I got one, but it was like he was jumping and he was upside down.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that one. Yeah.
Which was cool, but it was a bit like.
It's not
just want Spawn.
Yeah.
Well, that was the closest I could get.
But I'm sure I got this on DVD and used to I was working my way through it, but. I'm pretty sure I watched all of it, but don't remember any of it. Do you know what I mean? Like I just
I don't know how many I saw. I remember one episode, and I just remember it being dead boring.
Yeah.
And I tried to go back and watch it recently, and I didn't get very far with it. But my old memories were. It's not a kids show. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got kids, if there's any kids listening to this. Don't make the mistake I did when I was young.
Don't buy them the video game and let them play as a character.
Yeah, because that was such a horrible. I never played as him ever again.
Yeah,
I full on had to find a new favourite character that was an angel.
Just to redeem yourself.
Yeah, but then I was just started to think like, how good is this angel? You never know with this boring comic.
That's
so.
True.
This is an R-rated show, guys.
This is HBO. This is not TV.
No,
it's HBO.
Yeah, so maybe don't even let your kids listen to this episode.
That's it.
Maybe
turn it off now.
We've already said too much.
That's it.
We've already ruined enough innocence. So that's memories.
It's memories.
So we watched, rather than delving into the first episode, we jumped in feet first to one of the top rated.
Yeah, one of the top rated. Yeah.
So this is season 3, episode 4, Hunter's Moon.
Hunter's Moon.
So, do you want to run us through the plot of the episode?
Yes. Well, I think it goes. It must be mentioned that the opening of these has a little intro by Todd McFarlane.
I mean, they're some of the best bits.
They really are. Like, there's these weird flashes of live action stuff. It's a little mask on the side,
and a little writing away. Hi, I'm Todd McFarlane.
It's so strange. Like it's like he's just in his bedroom or something.
Yeah.
And like he's just fiddling with Spawn figures and masks.
Because it's not even like it doesn't cut in and he's like,
"Hey viewers,
oh hello," or anything like that. It's just like, "So I'm doing this," and drive, and he just goes straight. It's like he's halfway through a conversation.
Yeah, he is. He's just like, the moon is high on a night when terror is rampant. You're just like, what are you doing?
It's
just
like
reciting poetry to himself.
Haunted mansion.
Yeah.
When the moon lies high on the dead oak tree, the spooks come out for their midnight spree.
Todd's mansion. So strange. It's a bizarre way to start like a HBO series.
But I think it does make it.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I mean, he's a strange guy, but he is actually a very clever guy.
Yeah.
Because he's put his name on. I mean, even this is called Todd McFarlane's story.
Yeah.
He's put his name on everything to the point that you don't think of Spawn without him.
No, yeah.
Sort of thing.
He's a smart businessman.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
Especially
he's an
considering,
eccentrically
if you
likeable
actually read
character.
the comics, the only good ones of Spawn, really, I'm sure there's people that would disagree with me, but the only real good ones are the ones he hasn't written.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The later.
yeah, and the better ones are the ones he hasn't drawn.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, but you know, can't quarrel that he's done really well.
That's
for
it,
himself.
yeah.
And he did, you know, he did design the character, and he does look
Yeah.
dead cool.
Yeah. He does. Yeah.
Even now, like
Do you mean Todd?
yeah,
Yeah.
Spawn is
Spawn,
okay.
yeah.
He's probably dated, but Todd.
Yeah, Todd. Especially
That guy
in,
looks cool.
in this, yeah, with his like bizarre hair that sort of grows from his skin.
as with many.
As
with many
yeah,
people.
Yeah, just is what happens, I suppose. But yeah, so you get this weird intro from Todd, and then I think the most terrifying part of the entire show for me was at the very end of his intro when he like licked a sword or something. He like licked a blade or something weird. It was really. That was really
It's too
disturbing.
much.
Yeah, that was too
But
far.
I suppose you know what you're getting in for.
That was I was.
That's all part of
After that, it was like it was clean sailing because it's just like, oh man, I've
It's
never
to soften
been more
the
disturbed
horror.
in my entire life. It's the most like unsettling.
But then, I mean, when the actual animation starts, they hit you with like immediate F-bomb
Yeah,
and also immediate brooding. So everything, there's like basically the very start of the episode has in it everything to be wary of in a Spawn animation. It is a prostitute getting beaten up.
Yeah,
Constant mention that she is a prostitute.
yeah,
Plenty of swearing, but only the F-bomb.
yeah.
Along with
Spawn in the
like,
shadows.
painful, brooding, gritty, dark shadow. Like it's a weird thing about the episode is that, and all of them, I suppose, the lighting.
Yeah,
No one is lit.
No.
Like the entire scene is lit, but it's like they've only got lighting from behind, and it's like they've run out of colour.
Oh yeah,
for the characters.
Like there's like one 60-watt bulb for the entire of New York City in this. Like, and it's like in someone's basement with a rag over the top of it.
And
like,
New York City is horrific.
It is the worst depiction of New York
ever want to go
I mean,
there.
like, I don't know if like Todd was like getting money from some other city somewhere to just try and make New York look like the
there was
worst
a
place
point,
in the
wasn't there,
world.
where New York was a very dangerous city.
Yeah,
Or it hit, I mean, for a long time, but it hit a peak, I think, around the 80s or something. And then this was around when they started to clean it up.
Yeah.
So in the 90s, you get a lot of how great New York is.
yeah,
To the point where everything was about New York. I mean, you don't really see it anymore.
no,
But, well, I mean, you probably do, but not to the same extent. Like, even with, all these superhero films, you don't feel like you get the full New York experience we got as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, like, things like Ninja Turtles and stuff as well.
yeah.
Just, it's all New York, wasn't it? I suppose that comes from the fact that it was so ridden with crime, wasn't it?
Yeah,
at the time?
Yeah,
So
so I mean,
that's
it's a
why
good
all the
place for
superheroes
this
are
type of
there,
thing. Yeah,
Whereas now there's, they've cleaned up the streets
That's it.
to a degree. I don't know what degree, but
yeah,
I think it's a lot safer now than it was
yeah.
back then.
But I'm not even sure if it was ever as bad as it is.
Well, this is worse than Gotham City. Like, this is like
really is.
horrible.
Yeah, like
Horrible place.
straight away. Yeah, we're thrown into that situation. So there's basically some woman's getting beat up. Some guy is about. Spawn turns up and gives someone a slap. I'm sure. Like
He doesn't do anything, does he?
No, he's
He's watching.
It's the guy that's doing the slapping.
Yeah.
He's like, there's got this big reverb slap that he keeps doing.
Yeah, and he's slapping the prostitute.
Yeah, the prostitute.
And
Yeah,
just as he's about to do something,
yeah,
the police come.
that's it. Yeah, and Spawn's constantly lurking in the show. That's what I do remember about
Yeah,
this. It's just, he's constantly like, I don't know, just in the back, down an alleyway.
He never does anything.
No, he
just watches it
He's
and then
there.
gets interrupted by the police.
Yeah,
And I remember that a lot in this series.
he's so mopey as well. Like he spends more time
Wanda.
just Wanda.
Oh, a flashback
I'm sorry,
of him being. That was, I mean, the whole
Yeah, what
reason
was that?
he has a flashback, doesn't he, straight away of him beating up his wife.
Yeah, and then he gets like PTSD off that, and then to the point where he doesn't interject.
So it's weird to think that this is the third series,
Yeah,
and he still hasn't come to grips with what he is.
I know.
Which, it's understandable in a way, but it's also boring as a viewer.
Yeah,
to see him moping about his situation still.
That's it.
3 seasons in.
Oh yeah.
I
think that's what made it.
It's the problem with the every time if you to look up what are good stories about Spawn, it just seems to be the origin story.
Yeah.
Because I suppose you get fed up of it.
Yeah. Because it's like, well, you can go in anywhere and just see him moaning about Wanda and not being happy with his situation, but it's just like,
and he's moping.
Yeah, hard moping.
Yeah.
So, as if to drive home the welcome to New York situation, we see some woman step off a bus immediately into the city.
So this is just after they've, because she's walked off and the police the police get rid of him. These troublemakers, pimp and his gang, and then he's like, "Oh, you're gonna rat him in," and then she's like, "You cure me," and then it cuts to this new fresh face young lady stepping off the bus,
and immediately as her feet hit the ground, they're like upon her.
Yeah, how they just wait at the bus stop for they are preying on new girls,
and they do some sort of like Kansas City Shuffle scam with her, and just like, hey, hope you're okay, and I'll look after you. And then some guys come up and they're like, hey, you security? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, why don't you escort this young lady down the street or whatever? And some sort of weird like scam. And then they waltz her down some alleyway, only to like then end up beating her up or whatever. And then Spawn finally interjects at some point.
No, this isn't. You assume it's Spawn.
Yeah.
This was a bit of a unexplained moment. It's like this guy's mauled up.
Yeah.
But it's like it looks like it's Spawn.
Yeah. Because every 2 seconds you cut to a scene of him
watching them, because he's still watching these guys.
Yeah. And then and then there's a body all mangled by what seems to be some sort of wild animal when the detectives get on the scene.
Yeah.
So
that was, I mean, there's a certain bit just before that happens. There's like Sam and Twitch are the detectives, and Twitch is in hospital.
Yeah.
This is a part where it was like, we definitely don't know what's going on here because you need to have watched it, which is fine. That's that
you can kind of piece it together.
Yeah, I mean, it just means this is one of those. Obviously, a lot of cartoons, because they're kids' cartoons that we cover, you can watch any episode and it won't matter. Yeah. This isn't that kind of series, really. You can see what's going on in the episode, but there's loads of backstory in it that's a bit like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. But he's obviously been mashed up for some reason by Spawn, I think.
Yeah. It seems that way.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to go into it too much. But he's just come out of hospital.
Yeah.
And he's got some sort of
like weird psychic ability now.
Yeah, you can see visions of what happens, and he describes what has happened to this body almost. Doesn't it? Like the blood's been drained from it. They think it's been mauled by a dog, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they think it's like a dog or some wolves.
There's no
or
blood, and then he starts going into detail.
Yeah.
And Sam is really sulky.
Yeah.
You couldn't even remember what happened to you. Now you can remember everything. He's dead. He's dead white. Like, Sam's really depressed about Twitch. I mean, they obviously good mates, but he's just big time. And it is like, it's weird because he's just Harvey Bullock.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
It's the same voice, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's just like, what?
It's like gritty Harvey Bullock. Yeah. Oh, come on, man. You don't understand him, but
yeah. See, I think this is why I'm just like, oh yeah, this is what happened. But you just kind of get lost at this point, because it really quickly goes into like CIA detective mode, and it goes really far into detail of like what happened on the scene or whatever.
And to be honest, I quite liked that bit.
Yeah.
Until he was having a vision.
Yeah.
Because then it wasn't as cool. I was like, oh, he's figuring it out, like detective style.
But no, then it's just having visions and whatever.
Yeah,
and then,
like, oh.
And then the female detective's pretty much working it out as well at the same time.
Yeah, she just comes out and the female detective is called a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Who is like a monster hunter for heaven or something.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Van Helsing type thing. And it's kind of loosely explained, but also obviously it's been previously in it.
Yeah. And she's got like a very quiet,
whispery
voice.
Everyone talks dead weird. They're all like, oh, what's going on here? And the soundtrack's like looms over it, like Spawn, I suppose, but overpowering. Yeah. Like, unlike Spawn, which is not present.
Yeah.
It's just like, shut up, soundtrack.
Yeah, I had to like turn her up.
Like, oh, I don't. Sam,
yeah.
What are you doing?
Why
you always go?
Well, it looks like the snow was frozen underneath the blood.
And Twitch is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
No, it was licked and lapped up, and the blood was drank.
When I was a young boy, I used to have some caramels, and they went upon the ground.
He starts yammering on about. We used to put hot caramel on the ground, and then when it froze, we'd eat it up. It's just like, who does that?
Like, what a disastrous childhood he had. Like,
I mean, do you know how hard it is to make caramel?
It's just like, what?
And then go and pour it on. We used to go and pour it on the snow.
So what are you doing? Why are you making?
It's no wonder Sam's like gutted.
Yeah.
It used to be normal.
Just dreaming about caramels all the time. Yeah. So yeah, they're investigating the thing. He has these little flashes and stuff. Then there's little cuts away of Spawn with like the guy that's like
Coglistro. So it's like his mentor.
Yeah.
Who's trying to. This is another thing where you're like, as if this hasn't been covered until season 3.
Yeah.
He's like saying to Spawn, but Spawn's gone into someone's body to have sex
hilarious,
with.
Yeah. With
Wanda.
Yeah, and so like he has a go at him for having sex with his wife.
Have you no honor? He keeps saying, have you no honor? Have you no honor, Spawn? Spawn, have you no honor? And he's like, old man, I've seen your tombstone. I know your story.
Yeah.
And it turns out he was like a knight that killed women and children back in medieval times. And he's like, I've had hundreds of years to regain my honor. And he's just obsessed with honor. If I can turn one hellspawn, it will be honor.
So good, so weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird scene.
So it's a bit of sort of progression in their story, which should have been in like episode 3.
Oh yeah. But it's nice to see that Spawn's coming up with elaborate ways to get back with Wanda. I'll possess this guy, and then we'll get it up.
Wanda. So that's. But then it sort of cuts back, doesn't it? And she's found this new fresh-faced girl.
Yeah.
Is in a club.
Yeah.
Like a heavy metal club.
Yeah.
And then she starts getting with some guy. And then
bodges him up.
Yeah, and she's like a vampire, and she basically, it's like, oh, surprise.
Yeah.
It was her that killed these guys and mashed them up, and
that's then she wanders away, and then the pimp guy sort of like follows her about.
He follows her, and then it's sort of, this is what sort of kickstarts the sort of the climax of the episode.
Because he like punches through an entire door.
To explain, there's a lot of backstory to go through. She's sent from heaven to kill Spawn, apparently, and the bounty hunter, the detective woman, isn't very happy about that.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Why do you think they send me? Someone else ain't doing their job." And she's really horrible. And I mean, when she kills this guy, she's like, why did you kill him? And she's like, he's like all other guys. He just wanted sex.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
wasn't that
under the situation, like,
I was like,
you
thought that was a really weird line.
They're just out in a club.
Yeah, that's it.
And I felt a bit sorry. I mean,
yeah,
to die for that was a bit much. But
like,
I suppose that's the point in it.
Yeah.
It was showing that she's some sort of monster.
Mm.
But yeah, that guy follows her. And Spawn is still obviously being creepy and watching.
Just lurking around. Spawn is like the ultimate lurker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what, does she kill that guy?
She kills
the pimp.
No, I think he like cut her face and then he
cuts her face and he's
I'll
like,
put you out on the street.
You can't do anything else because you've got this tiny cut on your
face.
You have to work for me.
Also, I'll get less money now because I slashed your face, but still the joke's on you somehow.
I don't understand. It's not like she could like she was a model or something.
Yeah.
It's like she could still work in McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what was going on. Like he was going to try and pimp her out, but then he cut her first, and then he was like,
he cut her so that she was scarred, so that she couldn't use her face for a career.
Because she was like a cheek model.
Yeah, he was sure that was going to work. And then does she kill him?
I don't remember. I think does he get away, or I don't know, or does she drag him under that like weird little crevice in the church?
I'm sure she kills him in the church, and then that's when Spawn comes out.
Turns up, and he's like,
"What are you?"
Yeah, and then she's like,
"Wanda."
And then he sort of feels sorry for her for a minute, and he's like, "You live down here, amongst the grid, and
you're like me.
I have a very non-chic basement household as well, with dead bodies running away."
And then she traps him in the crypt.
Yeah, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, no!"
the most angry he's ever got in the whole episode.
He's just like whacking it, and then he breaks out, and then there's like a whole action fight scene.
Yeah, which is kind of stunted by the animation as well. Like,
yeah, because it's actually I quite enjoyed this bit.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, this bit's it's a bit more interesting now. But there's not the shots are almost too close.
Yeah,
there's not enough movement, and it's all in the dark.
Yeah,
so it's just like you can just see Spawn's blood.
Yeah,
but you can't you don't ever see his face, do you?
No, you don't. No.
Until at the end when there's some sort of when the fire because they have the fight and then he ends up like smashing a window, doesn't he, to kill her?
That's it.
And because she's a vampire, the sunlight,
she burns up,
and the fire lights, and you sort of start to see, and it's still dead dark, and you can see that he's got the white bits on his mask, and it's just like I don't know, just still can't see his face.
No, like that's again.
I think that's what's so unsatisfying about it. It never shows you him.
No,
and
it's just his eyes. Pretty
three
much.
Seasons in.
3 seasons in, you don't even know what he looks like. So
it's just a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the bounty hunter turns up.
Like ready to kill him.
Yeah, and he's like,
because he's wounded.
Take your shot. And then she's like, nope.
I need you at full strength when I need you at full strength when I'm going to fight you. No. No.
Again, another like missed opportunity.
Yeah,
like,
and then it just like ends.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh no, actually, he goes to the graveyard, like takes out like scoops out some mud, and then like 1,000 wood lice crawl inside of him, and then like the bats fly inside of him for no reason.
Yes.
And then the narrator's like, "This hellspawn has recovered once again. The darkness from the night has rejuvenated his hellspawn powers."
Just to quickly explain it.
And he's back to full strength once again, 100% ready for next episode.
What's next?
Yeah. Oh. Which is dead weird. But yeah, then that's the end.
Yeah.
Toon Jam. Toon Jam.
So now we are going to rate the show using our flawless, unshackled rating system, which is thumbs down. No. I don't know why I've done it this way. Shaky middle. Shaky middle is it's alright. And thumbs up. Yes. Wonder. So let's start as we always do with you, Mr. J-Man.
Well, Especially after watching it again, I did have a lot of, I guess, a lot of flashbacks from watching it before, and season 3 is very much the same as season 1 in that, like, not really a lot of Spawn doing stuff.
No,
of an excessive amount of Spawn not doing stuff and lurking in the shadows, which, you know, season 1 time you're like, oh, he's come back from hell, he's going to lurk about a bit, fair enough. But, you know, we're a bit further along now, and it's still kind of, there's a lot of moping going on. There's not really a lot of action for saying it's like a comic book show. And there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of sort of like procedural stuff, and like just the story is very steadily put out, and it's kind of like jumping into season 3 of The Wire, because you're just like, what is, I don't really know. I guess there's a lot to catch up on, and
I suppose I
guess it's HBO.
The way we've watched it, maybe you know, we should have gone from episode 1, but you know,
but still, like, for the type of show it is, do you know what I mean? You'd think there'd be a bit more going on, because I was actually surprised at.
Like, this is a high rated episode.
This is the one people are like, if you're gonna watch one, watch this, because it's got everything in that the show has.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got everything in. Well, I've been explaining it for hours.
So I think for me, it's gonna be thumbs down.
Thumbs
down.
And that is a surprise, really, isn't it? Like,
yeah, for saying I like the character and stuff as well, but it's just didn't make for an enjoyable show.
No, it well.
What say you?
It is a struggle. I genuinely, I thought I'll wait till we talk about it, because I don't know where I lie in it. I think the trouble is, it's got some really good concepts in it, as Spawn does. Yeah. And I was the last bit, even though, you know, the animation didn't really help. I was enjoying it. And it seemed to go faster than, you know, many episodes we've watched. Yeah. In the last half, because the first half was just a bit boring. And it won an Emmy. Do you know what I mean? It should be really good. I think a lot of it is just because it's different. It's an actual adult animation, and I like that they're taking the platform seriously, because, you know, you don't really ever get animation for kids, and then you get any animation for adult is a comedy. Yeah, you never get just a serious animation, and it's cool when they do it. It's interesting. I liked there were certain things like when he fights the vampire, and he's sort of. He says, I like that he's from hell and he's a good guy, to a degree. She's from heaven and she's a villain. And he says to her, like, what kind of heaven would send you? And it's all this sort of, I suppose, his take on heaven, hell, and sort of how it is. It's all horrible, really, and it's all part of this world. And I do think that's really cool. But the episode was boring. And the series is boring, because I've tried to watch it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to say shaky middle. I mean, I've seen worse. Do you know what I mean? Definitely seen worse, and I didn't mind sitting through it. It wasn't the hardest thing to do, but it's definitely not a thumbs up, and I feel like it should be, because of how it's been treated, and people do bang on about it as if it's, you know, like, oh, you know, the film's bad, but watch the animated series, and it's like, well, actually, did you watch it? Because it's dead boring. It is, dead boring.
See, if the show was, because like I say, I'm sure I've got them, like, on whatever. If it was like good enough, I'm sure I would have stuck with it, remembered it, and gone on to the next few seasons. But it's just like, I feel like it's so hard to. It's an endurance situation, isn't it?
It's like, just it's trying so hard to be different from a kid's cartoon.
And I think the fact that the adult level of it, like it turns the darkness up probably too much. Turns all the adult stuff
it's
up.
It's like they're trying too hard to make it go that way.
They've overstepped a little bit.
You don't like the subject alone. That's all you need to do. You don't like. It is so aggravating not seeing any faces. And it's just like the only time you do is like half of it's in shadow.
That's it.
I don't know. There's a look to it that they're going
Yeah.
for, but it really
Yeah.
doesn't.
It doesn't
hit
come
the mark,
across,
does
does it?
it?
Like
No.
it works in a comic, I guess, but
Yeah.
like, in an animation, it's just like, what am I looking at here?
Yeah.
Like, just everyone's
Yeah.
got half a face.
It's
and,
just not.
like, it's not pleasant, is it?
No.
Like I think that's the thing, is nothing about it's pleasant. I know that's kind of the point.
Yeah,
but it doesn't make for, you know.
You're not enjoying it. Are
No,
you?
you're not enjoying sitting
you're just
there
sitting
watching
there
it.
like, ugh.
Just like everything looks bad. The environment's bad. Like all the subject matter is bleak. It's just
Yeah.
like torturing yourself for 30 minutes. It's just like, wow, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Which is annoying as well, because, you know, there are good stories there, and like you say, the premise and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the story is really interesting.
That's the only thing that's lifting it for me it is a lower shaky middle.
Yeah.
But it does have some good things in it.
Yeah.
That maybe, I don't know.
Southeast
might be
shaky
yeah, I don't know. Thumbs down,
Sorry.
maybe.
But it's annoying as well, because, like I say, we do like Spawn and stuff. I think this has got some good remake value in. Like, you know, somebody else could get hold of it. Maybe, you know, like,
if you
check
just,
some
I
good
mean, there's-
storylines and
just add progression to the
Yeah.
story. That is all you need. Just make Spawn, even if he's still not happy with his situation, at least let him accept it and do so. Because the fact that you're just like, oh man, is he still flipping brooding about it? Because, you know, no one wants to watch it for that long.
And I mean,
no matter how realistic it might be, it doesn't matter, does
That's it. And I mean, it is like a superhero tale, so like, you know, maybe a bit more than 30 seconds of action.
And just him actually doing something.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, even if he'd just killed one of those guys, you'd be like, well, at least
That's
he did. Instead, he just watched the whole thing.
I mean, you can tell that they've got so much of their footage is just Spawn's eyes squinting, and like his cape just being about the place. Because in one point they repeat the animation, like in the alley, you see his cape kind of come down, and then it just retreats, and then it comes down again. And then it's like, it just shows how apprehensive he is to do anything at all. Like, so it's upsetting.
So there you go. A thumbs down and a shaky middle. Not great.
Not great spawning.
Not great. But there you go. I'm sure many of you disagree with us. Let us know on the old demonic forces of the internet.
The three wonders.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Toonjam Pod. And if you enjoy the show, why not chuck us a nice little rating review on whatever you listen to us on. That is super helpful. It helps other people find us and helps us to grow our audience. Yes. So I guess until next time, stay jammy, wonder. Stay jammy, please. Wonder.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to Toon Jam. And if you want to continue to help us out, you can help us by jumping over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/toonjampod. And if you can rate and review us everywhere you listen to your podcasts, so on iTunes or on the Android apps, that'd be a massive help too. Thank you, and stay jammy.